Hello everybody. So we are going to be drawing our Victorian house today. We're going to start it off. So this is something that's in your presentation that you can look at. I'm going to prop it up for myself so I can look at it as I'm drawing. You are going to get out your copy paper, put it on a hard surface. I put mine always on a clipboard because my table is a little bumpy. So if you want to put yours on a book or whatever makes a smooth surface, smooth hard surface for yourself, then you can start with that. You are going to be starting with a rectangle and you're free-handing it. You're not using a ruler. So see, it's not perfect, but it looks great. So you're starting with a rectangle. You can see on my paper that I'm leaving space so that I have space for a roof and towers and landscape. So I've got my rectangle to begin with. After you're done with the rectangle, you are going to make a pointed roof. This looks like a typical home that we all draw when we're first drawing homes. But we are going to venture on to make it a little more like a Victorian home. So what we're doing next is we are making 1 or 2 towers. I'm going to make 2 towers. I'm going to make one that's more like another part of the home. You can always erase things as you go, so don't worry about making mistakes. And towers at the bottom are a little curved so that you can tell it's a tower. I'm going to make a skinnier tall one here. Curved and make it go here, curved, and pointed roof. So 3 pointed roofs, and you can decide how do you want your towers. Do you want them to match? Do you just want one? When you looked at my example, what did you like to look at best? So you can make them look different from mine. So if I were to add details that are in a Victorian home, we can start first with the doors. Our doors are double doors. So draw in double doors. Okay, so now we know it's 2. And we're going to think about what we want above the door. So typically there's some kind of window, some kind of arch. So you can draw that in. Got kind of an arch. Maybe there's windows on the door. And doorknobs. So we've got our doorknobs, some details. Maybe there's some design on the window. So think about some different decorations that'll make it more complete. And then on the sides of the door, they usually have something to make it a little bit more ornate. So maybe I make an arch. But you can look at all the pictures and decide if you want this or if you would like something else. Again, I don't like the way I did that, so I can just erase it. Go back and make it the same. Erase that one. Make it come out a little bit more. Alright, so that's my entrance. Yours might look different from mine. Next, you want to think about all the windows. There's lots of different kinds of windows you can put in, but they usually have lines through the windows because the panels of glass were made in smaller size to make the windows. So if we start with a window, another one on the other side. And you want to think about the window box that goes around the window pane. So you have to make a box. It's like the frame of the window. So once you make the frame, you can look at all the styles of windows. I'm choosing the style where it's broken in half first, and then there it's broken into smaller little sections on top. I love fancy windows. So I'm going to make this one nice and fancy. I'm even going to add some decoration above the windows to make it match the door. So if you did something above your door, maybe you would do something to match your windows and your door. All right, once you have that in, you're going to think about the rest of your windows. So remember, we looked at all the pieces and parts that are in a typical Victorian home. One thing is a balcony. So when you're thinking about your windows, you could think, where am I going to put my balcony? So you might want to draw your balcony first. So if I put my balcony in here, and there's lots of ways to draw the balcony. They don't have to all be the same way. And so I've got bars to hold up the balcony. It looks good. It looks like it's going to be the middle balcony. So I'm going to put a nice size window. You can do arch windows, you can do box windows, you can do square or rectangle windows. So decide what goes with the house. Right now it looks like I'm going to do rectangle. And look, see how when I'm drawing, oh, I should have drawn my balcony a little bit longer. So maybe I'll bring my balcony out and I'll correct that. So that happens even with me when I'm drawing. So, oh, that looks a little bit better. So I'm going to correct that. I'll go back. I'm putting in my window frame. And I'm going to match these windows to the bottom windows so that they all go together. So whatever you decided for your windows, it's nice to have them all go together. And maybe there's a doorway here to go outside to the balcony. I need to fix this. And the reason why I'm showing you all these steps is because you might decide you like something that you're doing or that you need to fix it, and that is okay. You can always go back and correct things. And then I'm going to make those ornamental designs again above my window so that my house all goes together. Now, it's not necessary. You don't have to have things above the window, but it does look really nice. Okay, so the next step is to think about what you want on your towers. So you need windows on your towers. So if I were to add windows on my towers, I might make them arched. You would make frames around the windows. And since it's a different style window, it's arched, I'm not going to make them match this because that doesn't make sense on the arched window. I'm going to make 3. All right, so I've got frames around the windows. I'm breaking up the panels of glass, and I'm going to do that on this side now. So you can see I'm breaking up the windows, making the panels of glass split into 4 pieces. And my windows, there's many of them because in Victorian homes there tend to be many windows. All right, so we've got all the basics done. You could even break up your tower in different sections. So if I wanted to know that this part is going to be brick, I could break those sections to show where the brick is going to start. You can look back at some of the examples and see other ways. There's columns sometimes on the sides of the doors. Those are things you might want to add, or a roof above the door. All different things you might think are cool to add. Also, a lot of people put in their attic window up in their roof, they'll have a nice arch window. Now, last but not least, we're going to talk about the roof. The roof typically has the scaled roof patterning. So if we look back on these examples, the scaled roof pattern is a very typical style of original Victorian homes. Now, if you see an old Victorian home and it has a new roof on it, that's probably because after a long time it needed a new roof. It's like fish scales. So you go in and you make each scale. This will probably take the most time. So you can see I'm just going to do the main roof to show you, and then I won't make you watch all the scales go on. You can see how it's really filled up. If you just do this, that is not right. That is not filled up. They have to touch and link together to make the roof correct. I would be doing this on both of these rooftops, and then for bricks on the bottom of my home, I would section it off so I know where the bricks start. And then the next brick always starts in the middle of the 2 lines, next layer. So you are staggering them, otherwise your house would fall apart. So you're thinking of realistic houses. So I've got brick at the bottom. The rest of the house sometimes has panels. So if you go through, you can make panels. Different kinds of wooden siding. And you're going to continue this until you're done, adding your bricks, adding your paneling in, adding the scaled roofs, and we will be checking in to see how it goes. So you can continue from there.